Welcome back to Capitol Tonight. Data from the 2024 Gallup poll shows that American confidence in the judiciary is at an all-time record low. Just 35% of Americans had confidence in the judiciary, according to that poll. That's 20 points lower than their cousins in other countries like Canada, Australia, and most European countries. Joining me now to discuss the important work of the state's Commission on Judicial Conduct is the Commission's chair, Joseph Belluck. Joe, welcome back to Capitol Tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Start with a simple question. People may be being introduced to this commission for the first time. What does the commission do?
So the commission is comprised of 11 members. We're a constitutionally established commission in the New York State Constitution. And our job is to review and act on complaints that the commission receives from members of the public, other judges, the court system, politicians, lawyers, regarding judicial behavior of all city, town, village, and trial and appellate court judges in New York State.
We mentioned this off the top, but as you know, trust in the judiciary has been on the decline. How does the commission's work help rebuild that trust in the judiciary?
Well, I think the importance of our work is to make sure that members of the public, lawyers, court staff have a sense that the playing field is fair, and to make sure that there's no bias or misbehavior amongst judges. So having a thoughtful and hardworking commission that reviews complaints, acts on those complaints, and disciplines judges for misconduct should give the public some confidence that the court system in New York is functioning in a fair and transparent way.
What more can the state do to help rebuild that trust and the connection in the community?
Well, I think some of it is just how we talk about the legal system and judges. We're living in a climate now where many politicians use judges and the judiciary as a target. And I think it really sets a bad and incorrect tone. Most judges are hardworking, take their jobs seriously, live by the codes of conduct that they should. So some of it, I think, is just reminding people that for the most part, judges and the judiciary are functioning the way they should and in a fair, non-biased way. You know, we have a lot of tools at our disposal. We have subpoena authority. We have the ability to interview witnesses, take testimony. So we have the tools in our toolkit that we need. And I think people just need to understand that this work is being done in an earnest way.
You wear many hats when it comes to state government service. Along with your work on this commission, you also work on cannabis and charter school issues. How do you balance all of that work on many of these big issues?
Well, it takes a lot of time. I probably spend somewhere between 20 and 30 hours a month on these three different roles combined. As you mentioned, I chair the State Judicial Conduct Committee. I am the chair of the Cannabis Advisory Board, which is a board that advises the Office of Cannabis Management and the Cannabis Control Board and oversees the Community Reinvestment Fund. And I've been on the board of SUNY for approaching 18 years, and as part of that work, oversee the authorizing of charter schools. And each of these roles take quite a bit of time, but I'm fortunate that in each of those roles, there's a very hardworking and dedicated full-time staff that do a lot of the legwork and help me and the other trustees and commission members do their job.
Joe, before I let you go, I want to ask you real quickly, because I think there's a lot of political pressure outside of the judiciary these days. How much do you think politics has had an effect in people's opinion of the judiciary in general?
Oh, I think it's had a significant effect. You know, our president beats up on judges all the time. And there are, you know, other media and advocacy groups that criticize judges. And look, judges need to be held accountable. They misbehave. There's a lot of traps right now in terms of, judges who are on social media. In New York, as you know, judges, for the most part, run for office. So sometimes they're allowed to engage in politics and other times they're not. So I think we just have to keep that in mind as we evaluate what goes on.
A lot of pressure from the outside for sure. We've been speaking with the chair of the state's Commission on Judicial Conduct, Joe Belluck. Joe, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me back.